I'm here with Clinton and Martha, and we're going to discuss the Diversity Food Festival that's coming up on the 27th of November. So hi guys.
Hiya.
Hello.
Do you want to start by introducing yourselves and telling me a little bit about what the Diversity Food Festival is?
So my name is Martha Green, and I live down here in Truro. I moved from London to Truro, and we started the Diversity Food Festival, myself and Mary, a few years ago. Main reason of starting this Diversity Food Festival was to try and integrate into the community. And I thought, we thought it was also a good opportunity to bring some kind of community project, something different, And we know that, food, you can't go wrong with food. Food and tasting of different kind of cultures of food brings people together. And that's one of the reasons we started the Diversity Food Festival.
My name is Clinton. Again, I'm like Martha, I'm from London, but I've been in Cornwall now for over 12 years. I do like many community projects, and I got invited to join this group to sort of resurrect this, Diversity Food Festival. I think the last one was in 2019, and then due to COVID and other issues, this was the first opportunity we got to get it back on the road. One of the other reasons that I joined is because I'm part of a group called Truro Community Refugee Support. So it was a great idea to link the two because we're trying to do food from around the world, and then also highlights the issue of, homelessness and people from abroad that, facing different sorts of persecution. So yeah. And like Martha said, it's a great way. People always come together through food and music. So
Absolutely.
combining the two projects together was an ideal way to do it.
Yeah.
And what can we expect to see at the Diversity Food Festival? Obviously, expecting food, but what will the day look like?
I mean, in the previous years, we always have like tables, and because of the COVID and because of the social distancing, this year we're not going to have a lot of tables with display of different cultures. But in regards to food, we're going to have food from different cultures. We usually have Zaha, who is a very good chef. As he's from Syria. He was one of the refugees in this Cornwall as well.
Yeah.
So he has been cooking for our festival for many years now, and he's going to be cooking some lovely, lovely Syrian food. And we're going to have, like Clinton told me today, we're going to have someone else who's going to be cooking some African food. Mary's going to be cooking food from Zimbabwe, and expect a lot. And there'll be Cornish food as well, pasties.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And so how do you see this then linking in with the refugee work then? How do you see the two going together?
I just kind of feel it's the whole issue or the whole area around the refugees problem at the moment is getting people to understand the different layers that involve. So when people see people coming across on a boat, they lump the whole thing together. And I think it's just really, without that necessarily a hard message, it's just trying to show people that we're all in this together, really. And there's a reason why people are leaving where they live, to try and escape, the brutality of whatever they're facing, to a more what they consider to be a more calmer, condition, climate, if you want to call it that. And as I say, food brings people together, but we don't really have an understanding of people's differences, but we understand food. So the message is a hidden message, really, but we're really kind of all in this together. And, through the message of food, we can then, open up people's eyes to different messages.
So I guess you're looking to sort of build community, build unity.
Absolutely.
Through
Integration, getting people. I mean, when I moved down to Cornwall, I don't have any family here. I didn't have friends. And it was easier for me to just put myself to do some voluntary work. So what I did was actually started volunteering at the CAB because I wanted to meet people. I wanted to see how the community functioned. And I've done that for maybe 18 months. And that was good for me because I started to know people, I started to, speak to people, was okay. And again, like Clinton said, food is so major when it comes to making people happy. People testing other people's kind of ingredients and how it works in food is really amazing thing to bring people together. And we just thought, okay, we need to do something else. What can we do? Food.
Absolutely, yeah. And how have you? I guess because both of you have moved down to London, sort of at different times. How have you found that coming from a very diverse, very urban area to Cornwall, which is very rural and not the most diverse of places in the country?
I'll be honest, I struggled for the first couple of years because, like Martha said, when I came here, I didn't really know a lot of people, and from my background, where I lived in London, I had massive family, I had loads of friends. There was lots of things to do. So if I wanted to go out, I had a huge choice, and I was used to diversity. I'll go out into the central London, even where I lived in Ealing, and you'd have every kind of restaurant you could think of, from your traditional English all the way through to Chinese, West Indian, African, Eastern, Asia, everything was there on the doorstep. And you don't really think about it when you have it. It's like anything in life, it's only when something's taken away from you, you suddenly realize, ooh. So when I came to Cornwall, it was a complete shock for me because it wasn't diverse, and it probably still isn't as diverse as it could be. And the lifestyle's different, it's a lot slower. And I found that people, because they grew up with each other, to break into groups was quite hard to start with. But like you, I do a lot of community things, in for the community. I'm a member of quite a few community groups. And actually when you work with people, regardless of their backgrounds, that's when you realize that really, essentially, we all want the same things, don't we? We all want somewhere to live, to feel safe, to have something to eat, and just to enjoy life, and yeah, something like this is well needed. We've had nearly 2 years of being locked down, not really meeting people, not really socializing with people. And with that lack of community and communication, I've noticed things started to build up again. There's a rise in racism, attitudes towards women, towards, gays and lesbians. There's so many things that are just building again. And it's only by bringing the community back and working together on different projects, I feel that's our way forward. So it is really important.
Absolutely, yeah. And how about for you, Martha, coming down from London as well?
Well, coming down from London, it was a big shock. Just coming here, and I mean, the best thing that actually happened was, my boys, they went to secondary here, and then my other boy went to college. So on that part of it, it was good for me to bring my boys away, but I didn't know what I was going to find. So I came into Cornwall. It's like, okay, how do I survive? I'm used to rushing into the train. I'm used to, getting things on time. And then I come here, and I was always rushing as well. And then someone had to stop me. Oh, you don't have to take. Truly, I was rushing when I first came, because I was used to that kind of rushing to get the train, rushing to get the bus, rushing to be at work. And then here, I struggled the first 12 months because I couldn't slow down. But truly now, I'm telling you, even though I still work in London, I actually love living here. I actually love living here. I'm not sure I'm going to move back to London because I can't cope anymore, But so this is what about integration. I have integrated into this community, and I want to bring more into the community. Like you were saying, if you go to London, there's so many choices of restaurants, of food and everything which you can choose. We don't have so much here. But I think by having this kind of diversity food festival once a year, it brings this kind of togetherness and food from different cultures. People can cook and bring their food, and people can just go around and just eat as much as you like. You're not paying, it's free.
Yeah,
absolutely. And we spoke a little bit before we started the interview about how sometimes people can be resistant to change and a little bit sort of fearful for change, but it seems like a really great way of just sort of taking away all that fear and, as you said, just showing, hey, we're all on the same page here.
Yeah.
And I think people are comfortable around things that they can relate to, and that's us as human beings, aren't we? We have the people that we associate with normally are the people that are like-minded thinkers like ourselves. So people are comfortable around food, and also, actually, it could be a good exercise for people to appreciate food. I think we sometimes forget in this country how easy we have access to food. You know, so it's not just a celebration of food. It's an appreciation of what we have, but also what we could give. So to have something like this is like just giving a little bit back.
Yeah.
And opening up other people to the projects that are out there that they can become involved in as well.
Yeah.
And not to be scared of change. The change is gonna happen, you know, but it's how you embrace that, and you can lead that change rather than that change lead you. And that's really one of the messages that I always try and give to people, you know.
Slight side, but you're also both counsellors, which is fantastic. So how did that come about, and how have you found that?
You can go first.
I would say it's challenging, I think, but again, being community focused and really, like Clinton said, trying to bring something back to the community. I think me standing to be one of the Truro City Councillor was one of the good things I needed to do for the community people. But I must say, like when we first started this food festival, we were talking about fear and changes, right? So the first year, truly we were scared because we didn't know if anyone was going to turn up, and because I don't think it was something that has happened before, and people coming to taste your food and that sort of thing. So we were kind of afraid, but it was very surprising the amount of people that came. So they heard about it, whether they just came to just see what it is, and they embrace it. In fact, the next year they were actually asking, when is it going to happen? So you see, again, from fear to accepting changes and trying to embrace what is coming. So this is what happened.
And becoming part of it as well.
And becoming part of it as well. And then me moving to become a city councillor. It's all working into integrating into the community and trying to give back,
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I endorse everything that Martha said, but I'm on a just very, very slightly different add to it, because Martha talked about integration, and I think the key is you can show to people that you just haven't just run away from London and come to Cornwall because the perception is it's nicer down here. This is one of the poorest counties in Europe, if not the world, and that whole integration about me becoming a councillor is to show people that you're not just here, but you're here working hard to, for the betterment of other people, and you can give something back as well. I mean, I have a lot of important things to say, and there's lots of people that have, far more important things that I would ever have to say. But as a councillor, we have a small opportunity to at least speak for the people that elected us. And even the people that didn't elect us, there's, we talk about change. There's lots of things in our society that need changing. And if you could be at the forefront of trying to at least help instigate some change, behind the food festival, there is a message. It's a really important message. We have a major housing crisis going on at the moment. We have, all sorts of different abuses that's going on in our society, and getting people together just to show them that we have a common aim, and giving people that power. Together we are powerful, So if you bring people together via different projects, but the message is there, we can change what's going on. We can reverse it. We just had the climate change, and it's important for people to become involved. I think as a nation, it frustrates me sometimes because we like to sit on our hands and we want other people to do it for us. But people can look at us and say, this is what change really looks like. We've come here from a different part of Britain, and we've integrated ourselves into the Cornish way of life. We're giving something back to the Cornish way of life, and it's about people at the end of the day. You need to look after people. People need to look after you. We're all in this, as I say, I always say this, we're all in this together. There is a message behind that, but this is not the place. but we are all in this together. And we can make a change by all of us being prepared to change, So I think that's the key, really.
Yeah, fantastic. And so for people who want to come along to the food festival, when is it, where is it, and how can people find out more about it as well?
We have a Facebook page and we have great response. Mary is in charge of the Facebook page, and it's going to be happening on the 27th of November from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The doors are going to be opening, but what we want to try to do is, have badges of people coming in. and the next batches of people coming in, because we want to make sure that everyone that comes in has food. So we're going to be having loads of different food. We're going to be catering for maybe more than 500 people. That's the number we've put down to cook for. So yes, we want people to come, because it's been like 2 years, coming to 2 years, and I think we're now ready to open the doors again for people to come to the Diversity Food Festival. Yeah.
Yeah, and all I would add to that is, if you want to get involved, contact the website.
Yes.
And just speak to us, and we'll find a way to get people involved. It's important.
We'll put the details on either the bottom of the screen here or at the end of the video for you. And where was it? Sorry, where is it going to happen?
It's going to be at the Baptist Church here in Truro.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll make sure to put the address on the end of the video as well.
Yeah.
Well, Clinton, Martha, it's been lovely speaking to you both. Thank you, and best of luck with the food festival.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely. I hope there's some vegan options for me there. Yeah.
There will be, yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you.